My name is Dan Cushing, and my role on the ship is collecting data on the distribution and abundance of seabirds and marine mammals. We want to better understand how some of the things that the other teams on the boat are studying, the primary production, the zooplankton, and the physical oceanography affects their populations. I've been studying seabirds for about 10 years now, and I first started working in coastal areas, both nearshore species and also working at their colonies. They can nest in vast numbers on islands and sea cliffs. And since 2009, I've been coming out on research ships at sea, studying them in the offshore areas. When I first got out of college, I worked on a variety of different fisheries and wildlife projects. I did a couple of years of working with freshwater fish, and I've done different work with mammals, and both birds on land and at sea. And the first one that I worked with a seabird was a marbled murrelet study, and I just really enjoyed it and started doing more of those jobs. That was, I guess, the first work that was taking me onto the ocean, so that might have been part of it. And anyway, I got hooked from there and continued to, do this work. Went back to school, and here I am now. So some of the common tools and instruments we use in our surveys. One, of course, is binoculars. They're pretty key for identification of species. We have some other tools that we use to help us estimate distances. We use a computer that we have interfaced with the ship's GPS, so we're recording all our sightings, have a time and position. I have a camera that I use to photo document things. It's really useful when you see something unusual or rare, or can sometimes use to confirm an identification later. We do a lot of our work with some of the more common species because we get a lot of information about them, but some of the rarities are really exciting. There's one bird species, it's a rare albatross, the short-tailed albatross. There's about 4,000 of them in the world, and on this trip we've now seen 12, so that's exciting. One of the things I think about sometimes is this idea of a shifting baseline. I did a bunch of work in Prince William Sound, and I first started working there in 2008. And it's an amazing place. The birds are nesting, the fish are jumping, everything seems fantastic, the mountains are pretty. I worked with some data that went back to the late 1980s, and I found that the place that I'd come to know used to be pretty different. There used to be a lot more of some certain species of birds. I guess if you don't study it, you don't know what you've lost when things change.